Hi everyone, and welcome to a new semester of Anatomy and Physiology 2. So I'm excited to get the semester going. So if you've had A&P 1, you might have had it with me or with somebody else. You would have covered a lot of really interesting material, including the cells, muscles, joints, and then starting with the systems, the integumentary system, nervous system, among other topics. So this semester we're going to continue on learning just about systems. So we'll learn about sensory, like taste and smell, which I think is really fascinating, the endocrine system, as well as circulatory system, respiratory system, digestive system, urinary system, and we'll end with reproductive system. And then the last week we'll have presentations, so that should be fun. So if you had class with me, I have, it'll be the similar format where I will have a lecture, and then each lecture will have, I usually record the lectures in PowerPoint, so you can just look at the PowerPoints itself, or you can listen to it if you want. I also give like a overview of the lessons that we're learning. So usually have a short paragraph. Oh, I could show you down here a little bit. So I usually have like the lecture, a little bit about the lecture, and these are the PowerPoints. And then in general, we'll have a discussion. We might include blogs. So discussions, you should be able to post by Thursday and respond by Sunday. And I do that because you need to give people time to respond to what your initial post is. So if you post too late, people won't have time to respond to you. So post by Thursday, that will give people time to respond. And then try to respond to everybody as much as possible by Sunday. Because I find that if I wait until Monday, there's some really good responses, but they happen late on Monday. And, then it's not enough time to carry on to Tuesday. So, so if you can do that, that would be great. Okay. And then we'll have labs. If we're not having quizzes, then we'll probably have labs. So you'll either have a quiz or a lab. And the labs are either virtual lab or something that you could do at home. So we don't ever have to come to CCV somewhere and do labs, which is good because it's you don't have to drive, especially in the winter. And then each week you'll also have mastering assignments, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. I also added science communication, and I'll also talk about that a little bit later too. So in general, we'll have quizzes. We'll have both an essay quiz and a multiple choice quiz about every 2 to 3 weeks. So I thought about doing more than that, but sometimes the material is so dense and there's so much, information that if I do it like only 2 or 3 times a year or only 4 or 5 quizzes, it's just too much to learn in that short period of time. So it's about every other week or every third week. And then all that's in the syllabus. Okay. So if you haven't done so, read the complete before class, take a look at the syllabus. Oh, and then just a little bit more I want to add about the syllabus. I have 2 times due date. So I have an initial due date. So that's all material due within that week. But I know it's a little confusing. I give everybody an extra week. So ideally, it would be nice if you can get your work done within that 1 week period. But if you can't, you have that extra week. So I know I took a class and I thought, oh my God, it's so overwhelming. And things happen, I know that things happen and out of your control. So it gives you that extra week to catch up. Okay, that includes your quizzes, your mastering assignments, your labs, but it does not include discussions because we just can't wait another week for that. So if you're really overwhelmed, get the discussion done, and then everything else can wait another week. Okay. Okay. Okay, and so it probably you already know that classes always start on Tuesday, and then everything else is due on Monday. So it's a Tuesday to Monday format. And I usually try to open up the classes either the Thursday and Friday, usually those 2 days before the week starts. So I know a lot of you too work or have a lot going on and you do your work over the weekend. So I'd like to open it up so that you have time to get ahead on the previous weekend or catch up on the next weekend. Okay, so we'll also have a class librarian who will come in, and it's a great resource. So I know a lot of you have used the class librarian last semester, and you can ask them anything about research and trying to find information, because we will have a final presentation in the class. Okay. And then this is general questions for the class. Sometimes if you're stuck or something you're just a little bit more curious about, or you need help right away, I usually check the email quite frequently during the day, but sometimes if you're right in the middle of something, it's really helpful to say, hey, I don't know how to do this. And then usually somebody in the class will answer. And so, or if I'm there, I can answer too. So if you have general questions, or if you just don't understand something, or you think that that's a real part of the class that you're not really understanding, feel free to ask questions here. But always email me, and that's probably the best way to get a hold of me, is by email. Okay, and yeah, if any questions that you have, if you don't understand anything, or even if you want to know a little bit more information, so if you want to go a little bit deeper, because with any science, there's always this, like the surface level, and then there's so many complex deeper levels. So this is a pretty moderately deep class, but it gets worse. More in depth, or not worse, but more exciting. I think that stuff is exciting. Okay, and then here's a water cooler. So if you have anything going on in your community you want to promote, or something that's interesting, or an article that you saw related to A&P, feel free to use that. Okay, and I'll start a new